Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dita. How's Facebook land doing? It is Wednesday, so what's up? I am sitting in the parking lot over in Henderson in the Galleria Mall, where I have not gone since my girls got out of high school, so that's been a while. Just attended the ribbon cutting for the Office Squad Henderson, so shout out to Tracy Hartley for taking on that new location. I am so proud of her. And Sharice was there with Business Creative Solutions. She also cut the ribbon on her new business at the Henderson Chamber of Commerce. So in case you guys haven't noticed, stuff is picking up here in Vegas. We're growing and business is booming. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about stuff that business owners sometimes mess up with QuickBooks. I am doing a class this Saturday at the Urban Chamber of Commerce. It's for SCORE. And it's a class on the top 10 things that people sometimes make mistakes in QuickBooks. The top 10 QuickBooks errors that we see as bookkeepers when we get a data file. So I'm trying really hard to keep these mistakes from happening. I think it's wonderful that QuickBooks is there. QuickBooks Online is there. Business owners can use it and learn, and that's great that they can do it by themselves, bootstrap their company. But I'm seeing a lot of errors. So if we could just teach them to do it right in the beginning, I think businesses would grow so much faster. So these top 10 things I'm going to cover on Saturday, Urban Chamber of Commerce, 9 to 11. I will make sure the link is in this post someplace. But I thought for the next 10 weeks, since I'm always looking for a topic to cover on my Facebook Wednesday, let's cover those top 10 things. We'll start today with number 1. And then next Wednesday I'll do 2, and then the next Wednesday I'll do 3, and so on. So today we're going to start with the number 1 error that I see, or we see as bookkeepers, that people are making in their QuickBooks when they're doing it by themselves. You ready? Drum roll. Number 1 is not understanding what the chart of accounts is. And some of you probably went, what's a chart of accounts? When you start a QuickBooks company file in your QuickBooks, it asks you a bunch of questions, your LLC, your address, your name, all of that stuff. But it also asks you what type of business you're creating. And it gives you a long list you can select from. You select your type of business, and then QuickBooks creates a chart of accounts for you based on what they think is a good chart of accounts for that type of business. Real estate will have real estate accounts. Manufacturing will have some manufacturing accounts. It's toward the type of business, and it's usually pretty close, and if you know how, you can change it later. But that chart of accounts is the very beginning of the magic. QuickBooks is a 2-step process, double entry ledger, as you would call it. So there's always a debit and there's always a credit, and those debits and credits go through the chart of accounts. I call it the backbone of your bookkeeping. If that chart of accounts is wrong or out of whack, then everything you do from that point forward is screwed up. Wrong data in, wrong data out. So if you understand the chart of accounts, it has the income, expenses, assets, liabilities, and equity. And every transaction that you put into your QuickBooks goes through that chart of accounts. And it has to be in the correct account. If you put a deposit that the business owner put into their business, let's say you took $10,000 out of your savings and you put it into your business, but you put that in the wrong bucket, maybe your bookkeeper puts that $10,000 in a revenue account, but it's not revenue, so you certainly don't want to pay taxes on it. It's equity that the business owner put into the business. You gotta know the accounts, or as I call them, buckets. You gotta know what the buckets are. So if you're putting the chart of accounts in, you're putting the accounts, putting the transactions in every day, you're putting them in the wrong account, or you don't even know really why or where you're putting them. And then at the end of the year, you decide to look at a P&L because that's what you're going to give your tax man, and all of the numbers are wrong. It's because you put the wrong data in the wrong bucket. So it's not hard. It might seem overwhelming, but it's really not hard. It's out of one bucket into another bucket. So number one, the first thing that I want everyone to learn is what the heck is the chart of accounts and why does it matter? So check out the website if you want to. On theofficesquad.com there is a link to download the top 10 mistakes. You can register for the class that's on Saturday, or you can tune in here every Wednesday for the next 9 weeks and we will cover all 10 of those. Today we did the chart of accounts. Who knows what we'll do next week? Hopefully you got a little bit out of this. I have to drive to the other side of town now, and I look forward to seeing all of you in Facebook land. Have a great day.